candidates have covered thousands of miles in a final push before voters go to the polls on Thursday. While opinion polls suggest many voters are still undecided, the attacks between the main leaders are becoming more personal. During the campaigning, David Cameron and Gordon Brown accused each other of telling lies to win votes. Nick Robinson has the latest from the campaign trail and a warning there is some flash photography in his report.
So little time, so much to do, so many voters still to convince. No wonder David Cameron is campaigning right through the night tonight.
Thank you. See you in 36 hours, yes, or a bit more.
No wonder Nick Clegg is flying the length and breadth of the country, insisting that he is the real change. No wonder Gordon Brown is fighting like a man who knows he could be out of his job come Friday. Tonight, the Prime Minister brought his party to their feet, warning that David Cameron had his eye on your finances and your public services.
With 48 hours to go till we vote, the Prime Minister is trying to tell the country, you may want change, but you simply can't risk it.
If you want someone with judgment, he said, stick with me.
The real X factor is putting an X on the ballot paper beside the person who will secure your future.
He asked millions of voters who've yet to make up their minds to come home to Labour, to vote, he said, for the country they believed in.
It's a fight for your jobs. It's a fight for your living standards. It's a fight for your tax credits. It's a fight for your schools. It's a fight for your hospitals. This is our fight, and it is a fight that we have to win.
They could have done without the remarks of a maverick Labour candidate, which produced this newspaper headline. That's right, a Labour candidate.
Gordon Brown is the worst Prime Minister that we have ever had in the history of this nation and this country. And really, he needs to give an apology, not just to me, you and to me, but to the British people.
Labour's man in northwest Norfolk has been disowned not just by his party, but his mother too. The Tory leader travelled first to Belfast, then to Glasgow. Tomorrow he'll head to Wales. He warned voters at each stop that Gordon Brown was trying to cling on to power with what he calls lies.
If you are elderly, if you are frail, if you are poor, if you are needy, a Conservative government will always look after you. You can read my lips, that is a promise from my heart. Don't believe the lies you're being told by the Labour Party just because they got nothing positive to say.
And like his main rival, David Cameron said that he was fighting this election for you.
We're fighting for the couple that want to buy a home but can't afford it. We want to help them. We're fighting for the parents who want to find a good school for their child and are so frustrated the system won't deliver it.
Just down the road, the man who's made this election so unpredictable, making this plea to the undecided.
I think you've been let down by Labour. I think they've taken you for granted. And I know it's very, very difficult to break a habit of a community, to break the habit of a family. You're not betraying Labour. Labour has betrayed you.
In 48 hours, it will all be over. The speeches, the handshakes, the pleas. It will be too late to consider their future and yours too. Nick Robinson, BBC News, Manchester.
And the campaigning continued into the night hours with a series of rallies and visits across the UK. Gordon Brown stopped campaigning at midnight after visiting a steelworks in Sheffield. He told his audience there that Labour wanted to continue building a manufacturing future for Britain with investment in apprenticeships. Meanwhile, the Conservative leader David Cameron is embarking on a 24-hour tour of Scotland, England and Wales. He's campaigning through the night, meeting shift workers, including firefighters in Carlisle. Mr Cameron denied his all-night tour was a gimmick. And Nick Clegg has travelled to traditional Labour territory in Glasgow, where he promised that the Liberal Democrats could deliver real change. He also urged disaffected voters to support his party for what he called a new kind of politics.